Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Does it live up to the hype? Will it match the brilliance of its predecessor? Well, I am here to answer that question for you, my friends. My name's Corey of The Losers. Welcome to this review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Let's dive in. And don't worry, spoiler free. I won't spoil anything for you. So let's talk about this movie. So as you might be able to tell, I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan. My favorite Marvel film by far. It was fun, action-packed the whole way, and it hit you right here. It had some great heartfelt moments, and man, I was very excited for this movie. I got to see it at an early screening last night. Was it good? Well, the short answer is, yeah. It starts out great. You know, we get to see the gang back together again, doing their thing, fighting this monster. And the opening credits, I won't spoil for you what it is, but it was great. It's perfect, and I loved it. You get some banter between all of them with each other, and, you know, it's great. And then, man, this movie hit a wall. I couldn't believe it. I was actually kind of bored. Like it slows down a lot. And, you know, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting going into Guardians 2 that I would be kind of bored. It was like when you're trying to start your car and it just won't start and you keep turning the key in the ignition and it won't start. I was like waiting for the engine to roar up and go, just like the first one did the whole time. You know, it was like you barely had a moment to catch your breath. But when you did, it was so refreshing. I can't say that for this movie. I gotta say, what they did right, though, there was a lot of good character moments. And they treated these characters very carefully, and they did a great job with them. Again, James Gunn, he's great. He understands these characters. I love it. And, you know, I do not want to be that fan who, you know, just wants them to remake the first one. You know, I'm all for doing new things and stuff, but I gotta say, the soundtrack was very different. You know, there was not that rock and roll in your face music, like, you know, the music that was in the first one, for instance. You know, there was that first trailer we got for this movie that had Fox on the run, and it seemed like it was gonna be a rockin', action-packed time again. And this movie is not that. I listened to the soundtrack today, and I really liked it, but it is not the same, you know, tempo and feel of the first one. And I missed that. I gotta say, I really missed it. But I can say that it did suit the movie. However, I did not walk out of the theater like humming one particular song. Not one song stood out to me like, you know, Hooked on a Feeling did coming out of the first Guardians. Another thing I also thought was great was the humor. You know, all throughout the film, you know, there was plenty of humor coming from Rocket, Star-Lord, the whole gang. There were some jokes that just didn't land in this one. But overall, it was still really funny, and I enjoyed the characters still. But I must say, it did not live up to the hype. It does not come anywhere near the first Guardians, which is not saying much. I mean, the first one's great. I don't know how, you know, you top that. I definitely still trust James Gunn with the third one. I'm excited to see where these characters go. Make sure you stay all the way through the credits. There are, like 4 or 5 after credits, mid-credits scenes. And I'll talk about those more in my spoiler review. But today I'm going to rate this a little differently. I'm going to do a one-word review of Guardians 2. And the word I'm choosing today is underwhelming. You know, I went in, maybe it was my fault, I went in with very high expectations, expecting, you know, the same type of caliber movie as in the first one. It didn't quite live up to it, but still enjoyable. Very glad I went and saw it. And I think I need to see it again. The theater I was in wasn't very loud, strangely enough, but overall, I did enjoy it still, but it was still just a little disappointing. There was still some good action in there. especially towards the end when you do finally get to it. And there are certain character moments and arcs that work very well and hit home, especially at the end of the film. So I gotta give it so much credit for that. So thanks so much for watching this review, guys. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. See you next time.